President, it must be noted that racism was institutionalized in Fiji to such an extent that it instilled a privileged caste. Racism in Fiji is often disguised by assertions of the community's self-identity, and in particular in relation to the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People. However, in Fiji, Mr. Vice President, the indigenous people are in the majority, and we are talking here about a majority community with a proud and active culture and a history of strong representation.
Session of the Human Rights Council. We shall now begin the general segment, and I have the
strong representation. The rights of the majority in a democracy, whether indigenous or not, must not be used to suppress the rights of minorities and vulnerable communities. And to this end, Fiji has embarked upon a path of substantive equality, which requires a level of gender, disability and cultural competence, and the ability to understand that poverty and disadvantage exists in all cultural groups.
Proceed with the speakers list. And I now give the floor to the distinguished representative of Fiji.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. It is a privilege to take part in this general segment. Mr. Vice President, as Fiji's second cycle universal period to us, in particular, we are aware of the important relationship between climate change and human rights, and we recognize the special vulnerabilities of women, children, and persons suffering from disabilities in disaster and as a result of climate change. We look forward to working with a community of nations to make an effective and successful COP23 this year.